Diaries of a Madman. By what must I do? Poster's note. I am posting this chapter in 5 parts. At the end of this video at the top right will be the next video in this chapter. End poster's note. Diaries of a Madman. Chapter 188. Part 1 of 5. Author's note. Some fans created a wiki here, http://www.wikiofamadman.com/main_page. Some other fans created a Discord here, https://discord.gg/fyynYFQ. End author's note. My daughter and I woke up at the same time, as is our nature. As soon as I realized we were both up, I leaned forward and kissed her on the nose. She giggled and nuzzled me back. Shit was cash money. When I rolled over to start trying to scooch out of bed, I saw Kat sitting in my desk chair, staring dead at me with her creepy kitty eyes. "Good morning, my ladies," she happily said when she realized she had been seen. "Would you like me to fetch you breakfast?" "No. You know you have your own room, right?" "I know. That's where I spent most of the night. I just came in here before you woke up so I could offer you breakfast." "Well, I guess you wasted your time." By the time I made it off the bed, Kat got to a dresser and started digging through it. "So what are our plans for the day, my lady?" "I need to make sure Luna obeyed an order, visit Athena to ask permission for something, go to my house near Ponyville, and then go back to Athena's place to have Twilight put me in a coma." "Twilight actually gave me Athena's book last night," Kat said as she handed me an outfit. It was a decent skirt and blouse combo that I easily slid into. Since it was chilly, I also grabbed some long stockings and gloves. "So where is it?" I asked. "I put it in one of your desk drawers." She walked back over and quickly pulled it out. "Would you like to go now or wait until you speak to Luna?" "Now is fine," I said, taking it from her. "I'll hopefully be back soon." "Can I go with you?" Taya asked. "Why?" "So Hira can give me another belly rub." "Then no. Your belly is mine." I opened the book before she could reply and got sucked in. I had just a moment to look around before appearing in a comfy armchair next to Athena and Hira, who seemed to be having a staring contest. I'm not sure if it counted since Hira was looking through a veil, but her eyes were extra golden today. "Good morning, ladies," I warmly said. That broke the stalemate and both looked my way, seeming much happier. "Welcome back, Nav," Athena said. "Did you bring me any pets this time?" Hira asked. Athena told me I couldn't, so no. "Why are you obeying her and not me?" "Because it is my book," Athena said. "It's our book. I live here too." "Is now a bad time?" I ask. "I can come back later." "It's the perfect time," Athena said. "Remind her of how I graciously allowed her to live here after rescuing her from an almost eternal solitude." "Hey Hira, remember that time?" Athena. "No. I remember the time you found my book and brought it to Athena, and then helped me convince her to allow me to stay with her. I also remember how reluctant she seemed to help her dear friend Hira." "I think this might be a bad time," I said. "I should. Don't you move a muscle." Hira hissed, eyes flashing. I decided not to move a muscle. "We should not involve Navarone in our squabbles," Athena said. "That is not why she is here." "Who cares why she's here?" Hira said. "She won't even worship us." "Well, I mean, you won't worship me," I said. "It's hardly a fair bargain." "Why would I ever worship something Discord created?" she asked. "Ugh, you remind me more and more of Eris every time I see you." That actually made me flinch and look away. "Is something the matter?" Athena asked. "Discord came to me yesterday," I quietly said. "And he told me he was slowly changing my body to make me look more like his, and that when it was complete, I would become his wife, Eris, for eternity. The only way to free myself is to get a soul." You should kill yourself, Hera helpfully suggested. He won't let me. And there's more. He offered to make me a man again if I gave him your book. Athena's bony hands gripped the armrest of her chair so hard it sounded like they cracked. And what did you tell him? I told him no, obviously. There is no price he could pay that would ever make me give up another human, especially not two friends. Wise. No prize from discord comes without a price of its own, as I'm sure you've realized by now. Oh yeah. And it kinda brings me to why I'm here this morning. I spoke about putting myself in a coma before and cutting off all my offending body parts so they could grow back. You offered to let me do it here. I did. That offer is still on the table. Hera and I can ensure your limbs grow back with no meddling. Good. I'd like to do it later today, in a few hours. Plenty of time, Hera said with a nod. I can draw up a quick and easy circle of regeneration for you. It'll kick your body's healing into overdrive. And I can brew up a few tinctures that we can rub on the growing areas to increase their strength, Athena said. I can also make a few magical bandages. We should have your body whole again within a few days. What manner of mental coma is this, exactly? Hera asked. I know a few other things that might help, depending on what you'll be doing. It's supposed to make you confront your inner self, I said. It's for minds that have been ripped asunder by magic, curses, or elementals. With luck, I can undo all the damage that's been done to me and restore some kind of balance in my mind. Then yes, I do know another useful circle, Hera said with a nod. It's a mental stimulator that increases the rate at which you think. And I have another, Athena said. A time spell. Things within the circle will be sped up in time, essentially. One day to us will feel like a day and a half to you. Wow. All of that sounds extremely useful, I said. Thanks, both of you. Any support we can give to another human is worth it, Athena said. Especially one in such an awful circumstance as yours. I'll do anything to spite that owner of yours, Hera said. After driving us to exile within these awful tombs, he destroyed everything we strove to build. So how is the world? Athena asked me. Hera rolled her eyes and yawned. Things are moving for the first time in a long time, I said. How so? She asked. I know last time you were here, you mentioned gaining control of Celestia. At the summit, we voted to brainwash Celestia into being the perfect princess. It's finally done and now she's both mentally and physically under our control. Athena slowly walked forward and magically yanked me out of the chair to hug me. Masterfully done, my friend, she quietly said while patting my back. Aqua finally sighed and said, hug her back, Nav. I hugged Athena back. Aqua kept her fucking mouth shut about it. You have learned that power means controlling, not killing, Athena continued. To become great, you must control the most powerful things. For me, that means golems, a dungeon of pets, and a fully contained dimension built to my exact design. For you, it means a powerful pet, her huge nation, and surely enough military strength to make you the global leader in the world. After a few seconds, my arms fell and she let me go. I fell back into my seat silently. I've been looking forward to taking advantage of all of those. That made Hera burst into giggles and she finally sat up. You're so cute, Navi. And now you're suddenly a lot more intriguing. She slowly got to her feet and began walking my way. The little smile on her face made me feel very uncomfortable. I tried to get up so I could back away, but her eyes suddenly flashed right through her veil and I fell back into the chair. As she got closer to me, she spread out her arms in a very welcoming pose. Once she was right in front of me, her eyes lit up brighter and my body moved into a more comfortable position. The instant I was to her liking, she fell into my lap and wrapped herself around me. This is not good, Aqua said. You're very comfortable, I said. Squishy in all the right places. I'm glad you approve. With some work, you could be a wonderful pet chimera. Wouldn't you like to serve me instead, Navi? Honestly? Not really. I reached around behind her and grabbed her hips, pulling her closer. Though I wouldn't be opposed to cuddling some more. Ooh, that sounds fun, she giggled as one of her hands gripped the bottom of her veil. I'll have to remember that when you're mine forever. Before she could lift the veil, Athena loudly said, Hera. Hera's hand dropped and she slid around to drape herself over my lap. What? I promised to share her. She has earned the right to free passage. You may not control her or any who have passed through the gate. Even Navi's cute little filly. Only if she consents. That is the rule, Hera. You may suggest punishments for intruders and I would be happy to discuss them with you. But you always seem to forget that this is my home. I have an idea. Hera said. Nav can earn the right to free passage from me by fighting her way through the maze again. This time, I will be in charge. When she loses, she becomes my new slave. And if I refuse? I ask. I really don't want to be your enemy. I also don't want to be your slave, no offense. Well, who cares what you want? Hera asked, shifting around in my lap. If discord created you, you're probably better off working for me instead anyway. It is Nav's right to refuse, Athena replied. She has already earned safe passage. All you seek to do is enslave her. Now stop trying to get attention and let Nav continue. You never let me have anything nice. Hera shouted. That is objectively false. Now get off Nav's lap. I actually don't mind if she stays. But since I knew saying that would likely be unwise, I chose to keep my mouth shut as the two goddesses had another glaring contest. When Hera got bored of it, she actually snuggled up tighter to me. I think she's comfy. If I ever enslave you, I think I'll make you my cuddle partner. Please don't enslave me. But if you do, I could live with being your cuddler, as long as you wash any blood off first. Athena snorted. Hera is only dangerous to those who earn her ire. As long as you never make her jealous, insult her, attack her honor, and do whatever she asks, no matter how ridiculous and demanding it might seem, she'll be sweet as you please. But the instant you provoke her, you'll regret it. Basically, Hera said, tracing a finger around my belly button. She finally bopped it and looked up at me, her golden eyes glowing straight through the veil. But Navi is obedient. Aren't you, Navi? Only in the bedroom, usually, I said. But being a dom can be fun, too. Now, I would be willing to help either of you if I thought what you were asking for was reasonable. I think that's fair. Well, I want your daughter as my pet, Hera said. No you don't, I said. Trust me. She may look cute and innocent, but it's an act. She's a monster in the body of a filly. Well, of course she's a monster, Hera said, giggling. She's a unicorn. They aren't like us, Navi. That's why you have to tame them. She finally sighed and looked over to Athena. Does she not understand this? Apparently she has not realized it yet, Athena said. Though to be fair, it could be different in this cycle, since they were man-made. Of course they're the same. Hera said. Just look at the last batch. The only difference is that they could talk. What am I missing here? I ask. Because no, I don't understand. Are you saying the other races are actually different? Of course they're different, Nav, Athena said. How can you not tell it just by living among them? Each of those creatures is at least partially fey. They are monsters, through and through. I think the reason they can speak in these cycles is the dream machine Nav has spoken of. Dreams are a type of magical semi-shared consciousness. It allows a group to grow more intelligent as they subconsciously communicate. That seems complex, I slowly said. It's such a bore, Hera said. Get to the point. Since they are part animal, they go through hormonal cycles where their behavior alters considerably. Since they are part Fae, their emotions glow brightly. To them, you would be like a muted candle. Humans can hide their emotions quite easily, so it is easy for us to stay calm. Fae sway in emotions so quickly and feel them so powerfully that they are eternally unpredictable. Because of this, their abilities can vary wildly depending on their mood. That, all fits exactly with what I've seen. I understand so much now. There's more, Athena continued. All Fae are attracted to two things, humans and oddities. The fact that you were both has likely caused a huge number of the issues you have faced. It sure fucking has. Complete and utter animals, Hera said. Fae are the worst. Not entirely true, I said. They absolutely have their issues, every single one of them. But I've seen good in every race I've found. That said, even the good ones can flip shit on the drop of a dime and be almost completely different people. They aren't people, Nav, Hera said. What about this aren't you getting? I get it. It's just a lot more convenient to use a catch-all word to refer to them. People is shorter than half Fae, half animals. It astounds me that you never came to this conclusion, Athena said. How was I supposed to know any of these creatures were ever real? I ask. They were all just legends when I come from. Same for the two of you. What kind of legends were there about me? Hera sweetly asked. Mostly horrifying ones about you taking revenge on all the women Zeus cheated on you with. I don't really know much about mythology. I have several books here about it, Athena said. The legends pale in comparison to our true deeds, but it's interesting to see what was passed down and what was not. It disappoints me that legends of my husband's infidelity spread so far, Hera said, snuggling up closer to me. You would be loyal to me, wouldn't you? I would be absolutely terrified of what would happen if I ever betrayed your trust, so yes. That said, I have a massive sexual appetite, so you'd have to put out a lot. It was just a rhetorical question, silly, she said. I could not bear your children, after all. What does that have to do with anything? I ask. Don't go down that rabbit hole, Athena said. Trust me, it won't lead anywhere nice. That seemed like a decent suggestion. So do you want me to bring anything when I come back later? I ask. It's currently winter out, so there isn't too much fresh fruit available. I could bring some jam or something. Surprise us, Athena said. But something sweet would definitely be nice. Blueberry wine would be lovely, Hera said, starting to play with my feathery wing. The half-fae, half-animals of the future aren't too strong on alcohol, unfortunately, I said. Your options are mead or applejack, and I don't have much of either on hand. Ugh, the future is awful. Why do you wear a veil? I ask. Would you like to see my face? She sweetly asked, finally pulling away enough to look down at me. Only if it doesn't somehow automatically turn me into your slave or something. But if you're willing to just show me your face, why wear the veil at all? 2 reasons. First, to keep the unworthy from seeing the face of a goddess. Second, for fashion. And no, I would only enslave you if I tried. But you still don't want to show Nav your face, Athena said. Remember, she used to be male and she still has a male's desires. It's probable she would instantly fall in love. Good, then I can use it against her. Before either of us could reply, Hera's veil disappeared, revealing an absolutely gorgeous face with bright golden eyes. Revel in my beauty, Navi. Yeah, I would definitely make you squirt all over my face, I said with a nod. You're an easy 10 out of 10. I am not familiar with this, squirting, Hera said. What does it mean? Man, Zeus must have been an awful lover. You know when a woman comes hard enough, a lot of fluids can shoot out. Her pretty eyes widened and she actually blushed. That's called squirting. I'm really good at getting chicks to do it with my tongue and fingers. Every word made the blush sink further and further. There have been some cases where I made them orgasm so hard and so many times that their legs didn't work for several minutes afterwards. Hera actually seemed utterly speechless for once, so I looked over to Athena. Was lesbianism not a thing back in Greece? It wasn't all too large. Men were often encouraged to take male lovers, including some several years their junior. Women were not. That's a shame. I've learned more about how to please a woman's body in my own time as a woman than I ever did as a dude. I can make most cum in less than 5 minutes. But I guess you aren't interested in chicks, so I'll drop it. Zeus has been my one and only partner, Hera whispered. He was, not attentive to my desires. What an asshole. You must remember, Nav has lived among the half-animals for a very long time, Athena said. In the absence of humans, she turned to them for her needs. Due to their nature, they were naturally drawn to her. Due to their hormones, they were naturally attracted to her. She has told me some of the stories of her time here and they are horrific. Yeah, I'm hypersexual for a reason. Sorry if it bothers you. Now that I know you're not interested, I'll do my best to stop. End of part 1.